As everyone knows, the internet has always been a welcoming, friendly place dedicated to sharing ideas and fostering community. Well, no. You knew this was where we'd end up. While the landscape of the early to mid-90s internet is pretty incomparable to today's social media hive, some things have stayed the same. This particularly intense slice of internet hatedom was highlighted in 2022's I Love You, You Hate Me. Everyone knows plenty of Barney urban legends started in these internet groups. Story for another day. But did you know that it actually wasn't all doom and gloom online? Enter the Barney fan sites. They say good news doesn't sell, but one of the most popular Barney fan sites was profiled in Louisville, Kentucky's The Courier-Journal in November of 1996. This website, titled The Barney Plus Theme and Other Pro-Barney Stuff, was created in August of that same year by Mike Hensley, a father and a physical therapy student at the University of Louisville who was trying to find decent Barney websites for his son Christian to explore.
"I wonder," said Hensley, after having waded through the internet's many negative and downright gory web pages, "if there are that many people who really want to tear up Barney."
Luckily for fans and Barney supporters, there seemed to be a whole other force of folks who were willing to step up and put their own Barney content online, including Hensley. While this page is now inaccessible due to it not being archived by the Wayback Machine, a web crawler on the Internet Archive that makes citable copies of web pages, its influence can be seen on other Barney pages of the time. Blue's Barney page, seen here, uses the same Barney Pictures collage that the newspaper interview utilized for their article.
Hensley is quoted to have taken many of the images from the official Barney website subpage managed by Lions, which would soon become its own website, Barney Online, in 1997, to bolster the appeal of his page. He mentions that there was limited access to this official page, which does make more sense when you consider the complete onslaught that was the negative sites taking precedent on early internet browsers, and, of course, the fact that he was about a year ahead of the aforementioned site.
While Hensley's page was mostly focused on general positivity and advice on ordering Barney merchandise, other fan pages really took it up a notch and resemble the Barney sites of today in a big way. More on that in a minute. A large subsection of these pro-Barney sites were hosted on GeoCities, a free-to-use website creation and publication service that allowed users to group their sites together by interest in various neighborhoods. Many of these pages were hosted in the Enchanted Forest neighborhood, which were pages aimed at or even created by kids. Further connecting it all together, many of the sites were linked via a web ring, sort of a shuffle feature for a particular topic that gave users access to a plethora of related sites.
It's a lot easier to pick from a list of web pages rather than starting up a new search each time.
A pretty iconic and definitely useful website of the era was the Barney and Friends Spotlight Show of the Month, a sub-page on Brad and Brett's Barney page. Besides having a pretty decent list of all episodes of the PBS show that had come out up until that point in 2000, an episode would be documented in full with a list of songs, the plot synopsis, and even the activities completed in the show. It's impossible not to see the connections to the modern-day Barney Wiki or other episode write-ups in Barney groups across social media. Something that's definitely lost its appeal, for better or worse depending on how you take it, is the pure level of customization these sites had. While it's true that sometimes these pages are a bit hard to read because of the clashing, amateurish color design, it's hard to find fault in the genuine effort put forth. While plenty of these sites will play a MIDI file of the instrumental Barney theme song when you access them, this one, Jenna and John's Pro Barney page, has a link encouraging site viewers to click for a big and purple surprise.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the dinosaur who makes everybody happy, Barney!
It may be 8 kilobytes per second and sound like it was recorded through an electric fan, but it delivers what it promises.
Speaking of sound bites, some of these pages actually had songs in full. The official page would go on to do the same, but it's a neat gesture nonetheless.
As I'm sure you've noticed by now, a lot of these websites were made by either older siblings or parents of Barney fans.
These humble websites and web rings were created with the sole purpose of making the internet a little brighter for not just their own kids, but for others, kids and parents, as well.
In times where negativity seems to thrive indefinitely, especially back then when Barney was the powerhouse franchise he was, it's nice to see that there were folks who decided to make their little corner of the internet a much brighter shade of purple. The fandom has continued this legacy in a new way, via social media groups, online videos, and websites, but the original intent remains the same: We're all still talking about and documenting the story of Barney, not just for ourselves, but for anyone who wants to learn a little more about our purple friend.
I'm going to include a list of some of these sites that are still around or at least accessible on OOCities or the Wayback Machine so you can take a more in-depth look. There's a lot out there, and it's certainly worth seeing.
As always, if you're looking to learn more, don't hesitate to check out my friends at Barney Wiki and Barney History Fans. Thanks for watching!